So let's begin by looking at how we are going to start sewing our squares together. Now, the original instructions suggest that you use whip stitch and that you do your sewing in sections that have yarn overs at the beginning of the row through those yarn overs. It makes a lacy join. But for this pillow, I found that I preferred a look of solid fabric joined to solid fabric in this section. And so instead we are going to use mattress stitch. And mattress stitch is quite simple. We are going to use our regular sewing up needle and usually a matching yarn. You can use yarn tails if they're handy. And where we're going to take the stitch is important. Consistency is key. We're going to work ridge by ridge through the garter stitch section, taking a stitch into every ridge and taking that stitch, as you see me doing there, not into the extreme edge, but one stitch in from the edge, beginning at the lowest ridge and leaving a tail that we'll weave in later. And then we look at the other fabric. Notice we're working with the right sides facing us. We take a stitch through the equivalent part of the other square. First stitch is done. Now we will move up one ridge, find the next stitch just in from the selvage and take a stitch. Go to the equivalent ridge on the opposite side of the fabric and take a stitch there. You can see we're sort of making this set of yarn ladders as we work. Up to the next ridge, take a stitch, up to the next ridge on the other side, and take a stitch. Do your best to be consistent, and don't worry about tension as you sew, but what you'll find is that as you finish up a section, you can do a gentle tug, and it will bring the pieces together, and done in a matching yarn, this is practically invisible and very strong as well.